Hi everybody, welcome to my latest video. I'm facing this direction away from the house because I've been doing loads of work in this video on the front porch. So there's lots of stone stuff that's been completed, and I obviously want to share that in the video and not have any spoilers. So that's why I'm facing this direction. So you've got lots of stonework in this video. I also go through the window fixes. The window guy came, he did some repairs on the installation that let the water in, and he's got to come back tomorrow as well to finish that off. We go down and see Chenade. She's been working on a project down there, and we check that out and let you know what that's about, and a couple of other things as well. So this is a good video. I feel like I pushed forward on the work, and at the end of the video there is a sad GoPro related development that causes me to have to stop filming. So it's an eventful video. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you again at the end. So the window is in. I'm still awaiting the screen and the repairs. The gas bottle box is in place, but I have some unfinished wacky business to do. This is the final little bit of the pointing for the front of the house. So I feel like it's kind of a momentous occasion, and I didn't want it to just sneak by without me showing myself finishing it off, because pointing is definitely something that I do in bits and pieces. I did a portion of the back wall ages ago. I did a portion of the side wall also ages ago. And I haven't actually even done any of this side of the house. So I guess my point is that much like the window saga, the pointing saga is also ongoing and never ending. So each time I can complete a little piece of it, I'm gonna show you, because I'm really happy with how it looks. I love pointing, and it's nice to feel like I'm knocking these jobs off my list. Really is very, very satisfying, even though it's freezing cold out here and I'd much rather be inside. This is probably my favorite part of the entire pointing process. Just going over it with a paintbrush. It doesn't have to be wet. You can use it dry if you want to as well. Just kind of pushing everything in, smoothing everything out, and it's just that final little piece of the pointing puzzle that makes it all look really good. Okay, that's finished. I'm really happy with the results. Really happy the front of the house is finally pointed. It's been a long time coming. And even though it is very cold out here and I'm kind of miserable and freezing, I want to get in by the fire, I have one more thing that I'd like to do so that I can make something this evening when I'm hiding inside away from the elements. And that is pick some of these lemons before this tree collapses so I can make some lemon cordial. This branch is completely insane. It looks like it's actually collapsed already, or if it hasn't, it's about to break. It's looking really, really overloaded and very strained. So I'm gonna do what I can to lighten the load, but definitely got a lot of cooking with lemons in my future. Cordial, thinking some lemon curd this year, some lemon sorbet now that Chenade has more freezer space for that. Lemon cake, lemon cleaning supplies, lemons galore. There's a lot. There is a lot. I definitely shouldn't be surprised each year with all these lemons. I should come at it with a plan of attack, because this tree has been very fruitful for a very long time, and even though it's loaded this year, I'd say it was probably loaded around the same amount last year as well. And the first year I moved here, a whole front branch actually had broken off before I actually even moved in. So this tree is definitely insane, and I've got to say, it's not a bad problem to have at all. So I've got a nice haul here. This should keep us going with the cordial for a little while. So the sun is out again, but the weather, she's a bit cold.
She is.
It's a little chilly today.
She's definitely winter.
But I'm thinking it might be a good time to take a cutting from Tracy the trumpet flower, who's looking very happy. Not very trumpety, not a lot of flowers going on right now, but that's normal. And we've taken a couple little cuttings. And so Chenade is about to, yeah, Tracy 2 and 3.
The Tracy explosion is about to happen.
Tracy babies.
Yeah.
All right.
Little baby.
So we're gonna monitor these guys, see how they grow up. And yeah, we'll be checking in on you.
Please, I'm a very successful agriculturalist these days.
So far you're doing well, yes. Yes, your winter garden is thriving. Anyway, so mine is in, has had quite a wonderful recovery from the sadness that it was not too long ago. And yeah, we're expecting some good stuff.
Same will be upon me.
From Tracy 2 and 3. Okay. Good luck. Good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful day. The sun is out after loads of rain, and I've got a development over here. We've got some fun cat action happening. We've got Mikey investigating what's happening up here. And we've got Larry being adventurous. How's it going? So they're enjoying the sunshine as well, living their best lives, being curious, and just having a good time. Today, I think I'm going to try to get this stone here in place as my third step. I'm going to try to get the ends lopped off of this one here, put this in place, and then continue along around the corner and try to get the tower built up a little bit more. So I've got a whole bunch of stonework in my future today, but it's a beautiful day. The boys agree. You gonna hang out with me today? Maybe not. This guy will, though. You gonna observe, monitor the situation, keep track of everything. I have a feeling he'll also disappear later as well. But that's okay because the sun is out, it's gorgeous, and I feel like getting a big push on this is really gonna be incredibly motivating and really change how things look. But before I get into the work out here, I thought I would visit the window. The light is just absolutely lovely. Got some herbs in here. I've got some lemons that I picked yesterday, and I actually ended up turning many of those into this delicious lemon cordial. So you make this with sugar, zest, and lemon juice and water, and it's concentrated, so then you add this, I think, a quarter of this to 3/4 of water, and you have delicious lemonade. So I'll put the recipe to that below. And I also have this magical creation, which is a ginger bug. So this has been going now for about 6 days, and it needs another day to finish off. So I've been feeding it around a tablespoon of sugar and a tablespoon of ginger every day, giving it a vigorous stir. And maybe you can see that there's some carbonation happening. And this is a fermented thing, I think. It's good for gut health, and I'm really excited to mix some of the ginger bug in with some of the lemon cordial and water and make a fizzy, gingery lemon drink. So when this is ready, I'll share that with you guys. I'll put the recipe for the ginger bug below as well. I've been meaning to make this probably for about 3 years now, so it's really great to finally have it on the go. And then it's got one more day to get all super gingery and fizzy. And I don't know what I do after that. I think I take a portion out to use, put it in the fridge to stop the fermentation process, and then keep the ginger bug fed for as long as I might need it. So this is going to go into a dark spot in the back of a cupboard. This is going to go in the fridge, and I have lots of yummy things to look forward to. So I was working away, chopping the ends off, and then I realized that I made a mistake. And this piece actually won't work here because I want to overlap each of the stones. And at this length, it basically just sits exactly where the crease is. So I'm gonna shift everything along, which I actually feel like might have been my original plan that I forgot about. So this stone is gonna come out to here, but in order to get it to sit properly, I've got a little bit of grinding to do on this stone and on the bottom of this stone as well. So I have a whole bunch of dusty, dirty, crappy, but very rewarding stonework in my future today, so I'm gonna get on with things. So I've been working away on the front porch. I've been looking for stones to fit. I've been chopping stuff to size. This one needs a little bit more refinement before it fits in this spot. And then I'll cement everything in all at once, probably tomorrow. I have a cement all mixed up and ready to go, but I'm feeling a little bit tired and I feel like I might want to do this tomorrow after this little bit over here has a chance to cure. And then I need to get another order of gravel so that I actually have enough stuff to fill this whole thing up. Right now I'm just scraping gravel from other parts of the porch and using it on the stairs, but I'll need to get onto the supplies guy to come deliver it to me. So I feel like the steps are looking pretty good, and it's nice to kind of have a less treacherous area to stand on here. So as you can see, I'm sort of clawing the gravel away from over here, and eventually this whole thing will need to be filled up, probably to around the level of just under here. We'll see. But unfortunately, even though the guy that has the gravel is just around the corner, he hates coming to my house because my driveway is a bit of a nightmare. It's really hard to get in, turn around, make a delivery, and then get out again. So sometimes it's a little bit of a struggle for me to convince him to come, but I'm gonna put the messages out now and order hopefully a truck full of gravel to be delivered soon, which is gonna mean that I won't have to be clawing away at what I have already. I'll also need more gravel for the tool shed foundation whenever I get to work on that again. So yeah, I'll need to figure it out. I'll need more gravel, and that's the kind of thing that it's quite difficult to go get in buckets. When I need sand, I can take buckets and just fill them up in my car tractor and bring them. But gravel is a little harder to shovel and a lot heavier, so that doesn't really work. Anyway, enough about gravel. I've had an exciting development. Window guy and his assistant have been, and they've put the screen in, and they've tended to some of the issues that I think are causing the water to leak in. So let's take a closer look at what they've done. They still have a bit more to do, and he'll be back in a couple of days to finish off completely. And I'm definitely not gonna pay him until I've splashed this thing with water on Saturday, and I'm sure that it's watertight. So let's take a closer look at what he's done. We've got the screen, and it's not amazing looking from the outside. I feel like screens are kind of one of those things where you just take the bad with the good. It would look a lot nicer without a screen, but I actually did switch out from this weird white screen that he had into something that's stronger and darker. So the other one looked super ugly, and this looks a lot better. He's put these nice little things on so I can easily take the screen off by taking the screw out if I ever need to change it, if it ever gets damaged. So I'm quite happy with that. It looks good. It's a screen, and from the inside, I think it looks actually quite good, where you can't really notice it when you're looking out the window. So the things that they've repaired, this no longer goes back and forth, so it's nice and tightly fit in there. They've adjusted the height of the window to come down a bit more. There's still a big gap there, which I'm not massively happy about, but if it keeps the water out, I don't care. If it doesn't, he's not gonna get paid until it does. So that was the main fix that they did. They got this window on better. They put the screen on. But they haven't yet addressed my issue with this thing. He was trying to tell me it was working fine, and I was telling him it's not, because I can see the drips going on to the part of the window here. And I guess my logic was, if the drips are just being steered to this piece of window, what the heck is the point of this thing? So he's gonna do something that's bigger, and he's also going to fill in these screw holes at the same time. So he'll take this off, replace it with a brand new one, I think, on both sides, and hopefully that'll solve that problem. And he also... Hello. How's it going? It is actually a very beautiful day. He also told me that he'd forgot to put a piece of wood that goes up here on this side of the window that also helps keep the rain out. So it's a little difficult to see because of the screen now, but he's got to put that piece on as well. How he forgot that, I do not know. So I know a lot of you out there have been frustrated by this window saga, not only with how long it's taken to actually make the thing, but also with the poor craftsmanship on certain parts of it, and then the install wasn't exactly ideal either. But they're working on it. When I pointed out the problems, they were like, oh yeah, sorry about that. And I didn't get the impression that they were trying to get away with anything. So they've recognized the problems, they're gonna fix them, and I'm happy with that. So everybody's friends, we're all good, life is good, and I'm certain that I'm gonna have a watertight window by Saturday. So rather than standing out here in the cold, I'm actually gonna go for a little stroll. I'll get back to the cement work tomorrow, I'll get those stones in place. But right now I wanna go down to Chenade's place because I mentioned in a previous video that she had a project she was working on and she wanted it to remain a secret. So she's been working away at it for a few days now. She's been sidetracked with some other stuff, but she's working at it, and I thought we'd go down, say hello, and hopefully she can walk us through what this exciting project is. So actually, Chenade is inside having the chats with the architect, having a meeting, catching up on stuff, catching up on life. So I'll leave her to it, join them for coffee after. But I just wanted to point out her project. It is a deck. So she's building with these treated pieces of wood. It's similar to what my dad used to make the deck over my pool. And it's just gonna make her whole space a lot less treacherous, because coming out of these stairs, it can get, yeah, a little sketchy when it's raining and dark, and having a deck out front is just going to be really amazing. And so she's working on that now, and I'll keep checking in with her. Hello, Mikey. What do you think of the deck? Are you going in for coffee? Come on, let's go for coffee. All right, and he goes. Anyway, I'm going to have coffee, have some chats, and you'll see me again tomorrow for some more work on the porch. Good morning. It's a gorgeous day out. The sun is shining. It's cold right now, but it will be very warm later on, I'm sure. Good morning, little guy. How's life? Just enjoying some sun, catching some rays, observing the goings-on, and just being generally very cute. So my task for this day is to mix this sand cement into mortar, and to get many of these bricks in place, including the top step there, and cement all of these guys in as well. I think I'll start by getting the step in. It's just going to be an easy win. It'll be a major improvement to actually have 3 stairs that are functioning, and it'll also get rid of the tripping hazard that's currently in front of my door. So we'll start there and see how the rest of the day evolves. Wrong side. It was that way, I think. Whew, these things are heavy. Ugh. So I really like how this looks, and I'm gonna try to explain what my plan is. But first things first, I want the front of each step to the front of the next step to be around the same distance, about 37 centimeters, 38. So I'll adjust that to move back a little bit so it lines up with the rest of them, a couple centimeters. And then there's a lot of craziness going on. So this stone here, it's not a perfect stone. It's not the perfect shape, but I'm gonna have to make it work. I don't know exactly what I'll do. I'll put some other stones in there and build it up, I suppose, to sit on. And I want it to be level-ish the whole way along, and so with this propped up at this angle, that makes it level with the rest of it. And the idea is to then fill the whole thing up with gravel, and I'm gonna buy some kind of I'm not gonna use schist, but I'm gonna use the same technique as I did with my hearth, my door, where I'll buy some stones and cobble them all together and use those as my front porch paving stones. And the paving will come over at a level that overhangs the top of each of these stones. So it'll come from over there and then overhang this, and then you'll have the paving stones coming from here to here with a little bit of an overhang. Maybe not, because it might be a tripping hazard. We'll see. And then the same down here. So that's the vision. And this porch part of the project is taking a lot longer than expected. I should have known, because stonework does just take a lot of time. And as a non-professional, it takes a lot of thinking and puzzling through stuff as well. So I haven't really even done very much woodwork, but that's gonna come after I sort out the porch. I really want to put a lot of effort into making this front porch as good as I possibly can. Within my skill sets, it's obviously the first thing you notice as you walk in the house, and I need a nice sturdy base for the pergola structure as well. So I still have a lot of work ahead of me, but getting that step laid out like that is helping me visualize everything else. So I'll leave that as it is for now, and I think my next job will be to get this one and this one, and maybe the one in the corner, cemented into place. So even though I'm going to be working on cementing this guy in place here, it seems like it's a little precarious. It's quite narrow there, so I'd like to build up a bit of a base in front of it just to make everything a bit stronger so that I can get some cement kind of behind it as well. So that's my idea. And I've got a piece of old concrete from the garden to use, just to get rid of, just to build up the area behind. And then I'll carry on after that. So that's looking pretty good. A little bit squinty, but the whole wall is a little bit squinty, so I'm okay with that. So I've got a little bit of tidying up to do. And then I'll just continue building the wall. But as I mentioned in yesterday's recap video, unfortunately I dropped a stone onto my GoPro and smashed the protective cover of the lens, and so I had to bust the tweezers out and do some surgery and remove it completely. But I have found out that I can reorder a whole new lens cover. So filming around all of these heavy, pointy, scratchy rocks isn't ideal when I have a GoPro without lens protection. So I'm gonna stash the camera away, put an order on for another cover, and hopefully it comes soon. And in the meantime, here's where I'm at. And I'll check in again with you tomorrow, where hopefully I'll have lots of progress to share with you. Actually, hello from the same day. It's not tomorrow, and that's because I managed to get through quite a bit of stuff. And I feel like that's enough for this video. I've got some tidying up to do of the stones here, and you can see that crazy gap. That's just so everything is level. So I'll come back later and fill this with stones, but hopefully the whole thing is nice and secure. Let's get rid of this guy as well. I don't need you there. I've built up part of the tower, and I've put this front stone in as well. And this stone here needs a little bit of grinding work done. But I'll save that work for another day and for another video as well. I'm very nervous having this lens exposed the way it is, but I should have another one in a couple of days, courtesy of the internet, and I'll get back to filming once I do. So hopefully I can push on quite a bit while the camera is hidden away, and next time you see me, you'll see a lot of progress on this front wall, because let's be honest, you've seen a whole bunch of laying stone, and I feel like there's only so much I can show that before everyone gets really bored. So when you see me next time, I'm really hopeful that this part will be done and I'll be ready to move on to the woodwork. So that's all from this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, as always, and I'll see you in the next one.